welcome everyone to Tuesday Coffee and Espresso. We've got Pat and Ufer from the TeamODZ here, and we're just rolling out here on the Champs-Elysees. I'd say we're in France, but we're actually in Paris. And if you know anything about Zwift, those are not the same, because of course,
yeah.
Why would they be? Thanks for hanging out on the stream, folks. Having a great day. The Humble Brag series is over. Mr. Adam Boyko took home the series win for that. His prize was bragging rights for 7 days. So those bragging rights are over. What's up, Nick? Glad to have you on the stream. Apparently, I need to fall back to the group. We got the long line of people way ahead of Pat. So I was mentioning to Pat last night that I'm actually going to redo the floor in this room with some a polyaspartic finish. You were mentioning if it's wet at all before you apply it, that it won't adhere, right, Pat?
Yeah, usually it's a problem in industrial settings around floor drains where there's been water going to the drains and it gets in the concrete right around the lip. But residential should be okay.
Yeah. Well,
you don't have any floor drains in your. I mean,
in my garage.
No floor drains in the garage.
Yeah. They're actually going to level. So the garage is like 16 feet wide and about 24 feet deep. They're actually going to level the 10 feet of the garage closest to the house, because I've had some issues trying to set up my office in here, and turns out if you use a chair on an unlevel surface for, I don't know, 1 to 2 days, your back can like just get on fire and cause some serious issues.
Makes sense. Yeah, because I can see that, because technically your feet can be on a different plane than your butt.
Yes. Like I could level out my desk, that's not a problem. But
yeah,
it's really hard to level a chair that moves around.
Yeah.
So here, Justin, here's one for you for the for Thursday in the chat.
Yeah, it's for Thursday. So just tell me it now, and then I'll save it for Thursday. Are you saying you sent it to me directly?
No, it's in the stream chat now.
Oh, so apparently I have an attitude. Because yeah, obviously. Oh man. Oh, thank you, Purificati, for the ride on. So I would hope that
Are
the
you
people
actually
doing
getting somebody to put it down, or are you going to do it yourself?
Oh, I'm getting somebody to do it for us. So the leveling, and then they're gonna like do a diamond grind and like a patch some of the cracks. So So
Oh, cool. Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, I'm just not sure which way the fumes will go.
yeah, they've said it can be a bit smelly while it's curing and whatnot. But I figure they're giving the floor, the finish, a 21-year warranty, so they better figure out, it's in their best interest to figure out any water problems if there are any, because that's also why they like grind down the cracks and actually like they put some sort of filler in the cracks. It's really scientific. And then they can,
it's good stuff.
I was starting to like take some stuff out so that I could clear the whole room out for them to come work. And we used to have this like a utility sink in the corner, and there was like this plastic, there still is, plastic tube that comes out of the wall and then just like dangles and is in the sink, in that utility sink. And every now and then just like some water would drip out of it into the sink. And I'm like, where on earth is that coming from? Like, there's just some random tube coming out of my basement into a sink. I traced it back.
Like a condensate drain.
It is. From my furnace and water heater room. Like, they go into this little black box. When it fills, it pumps it through the line. That pumps it all the way through to my garage, into a sink, then into another drain. So I'm gonna have
pretty common.
I'm gonna have a plumber just put a drain straight in that utility room, since there's complete access in the crawl space below, and then I can take that sink out completely and not need the plumbing at all in this room. See Frank in here this morning. We got Shane up in here.
Hey, now we can talk about when we're going to start the next series.
Right?
Apparently, the Festive, they're allowing indoor rides to count.
No, I will not tell you when they're starting work on my garage and that I won't be able to ride coffee, because I know that's when Shane will start the next series.
I like to time it. Some of us have the timing down pat, others have to.
What's the cure? Is the cure 2 days? 48 hours?
Good question. I don't know.
On the floor?
A couple days.
Yeah, it'll stink first. Oh, the acrylates burn off of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and normally they do it all in one day, but they, because they're leveling part of the room, they're going to do that one day.
Yeah, it's.
And then the next day.
Yeah, that's a big worth of work. Are you able to get the sink pulled out of there for that day?
Oh, I have the sink gone. I just have, what's up, Stefan? Thank you for I've got just plumbing hanging out of the wall.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the other dumb thing I've seen them do is they'll actually epoxy in around sink feet or equipment feet, and then you go to move it, and it leaves, it'll leave a patch.
Yeah, didn't want to do that. And the sink was just like a really, really cheap, like maybe $50 plastic utility sink. Just a big plastic bucket with some plastic legs on it, and then had plumbing attached to it. I thought about moving it into the laundry room, where we do have a little, like, small cabinet sink there, but the sink has been so small it's not really useful in the laundry room. So I was gonna move this one, but it's, long story short, we're buying another utility sink. We're basically getting rid of 2 utility sinks and buying a 3rd. Because that makes sense, but it does. Just not if you say it like that.
Kind of funny. I saw a truck for that last night riding around. I was thinking about it myself.
It's out there. Justin put it in the universe, and all of a sudden,
Yep.
getting utility sinks.
And I saw the floor truck.
Oh, the floor. Oh.
Was it
Yeah.
was it Garage King's brand? Apparently it's a national franchise.
No. Yeah, it was some other franchise, but it was the same stuff.
Yeah. I did that myself. I rolled it on
No, you're doing it the right way this
basement I
time.
had before. But in this case, because there's some leveling and it's a really big room, and there's already an existing like paint on the floor that gets dirty really fast and hard to clean, that they're gonna have to remove.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that work.
Oh crap. Looks like my internet dropped again. There it is.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
Okay. I say I didn't see your beacon
I'm back.
move in the game. So Andy, I figured out what you should be doing with your Zwift machine when you're not Zwifting.
What's
Mining
that?
Bitcoin. Well, not
I
really
was just going to
Bitcoin.
say mining.
Not really. Technically, you can't. In order to make money off technically mining Bitcoin requires a crap ton of horsepower, but you can mine other coins. What's up, Owen? Thank you for the like. And apparently the price of Bitcoin is up to $18,000. Up from $10,000 like last month. Wait for it to crash, folks.
Yeah, it was pumped up before.
Yeah, it wasn't like 2017 or 18 and got all the way up to like 18,000 and it came way down. Morning, Kev. Good to have you. So I was looking into it, and the GTX 1070 graphics card I have in one of my machines can make about a little bit less than $1 in a day if you let it mine all day. At that point, you're starting to wonder how much electricity you used, and if it's even worthwhile to do.
How much you spent on the graphics card in the first place?
Well, yeah, for sure. That's why the price of graphics cards is high, is because the latest.
Bitcoin's back up.
the latest 3000 series graphics cards from NVIDIA can supposedly mine around $3 to $3.50 a day. So if you got it for 300 bucks,
Wow.
100-day break-even point, like that's compelling.
How does it work when you actually mine it? You have to make your own account? And they
So
deposit
there's tons of ways.
funds some
The
way?
easiest way is, I'm not promoting this company. We'll just call it a company. I won't say its name. Where they have a market of people who provide computing power and people who are looking for extra computing power. So they run this application on your machine that benchmarks all your computing hardware across a bunch of different algorithms and figures out how fast it can execute them and how much. So it knows the speed, and then in real time they know how much money people are paying for machines that are going to execute those certain type of algorithms, and they'll enlist your machine to run whatever algorithm is it's most efficient at, and that changes when the prices change or whatever. So it just constantly changes what algorithm it's running as over time as people pay more or less for different algorithms to mine.
It's almost like a grid for electricity.
Yeah.
More or less.
You can
Demand-based.
join like a pool, I think. I'm no expert. I've started learning for a few days and I just sound dangerous because I know a few cool words.
You're always dangerous.
Oh well.
Dangerous Justin.
Especially now that I've got this truck.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Watch out. Truck coming through.
Yeah.
Yep. But then once your machine earns that, this site just has a wallet built into it that presumably you can transfer out, but I think you have to transfer it to a place that sells Bitcoin to dollars or whatever you want, and then transfer from there if you wanted to convert it to dollars.
Oh, that's although it is probably an indirect way to make money off Swift.
I mean,
Right? So I have
you
this
need a pretty high-end
streaming rig to
graphics
work.
card to have it make any real sense, because real low-end graphics cards will be not very power efficient and won't generate hashes fast enough.
So, would Shane make any money off of his graphic card?
They would.
I told him.
or-
More than he makes in
I told him.
Espresso.
Yeah.
But would it be more than he pays in electricity? Only time will tell.
I wasn't even on the board.
Yeah, so
so
The long story short was a couple years ago, OBS updated. Site inject was some kind of homebrew thing inside Apple, and they somehow didn't care enough to fix the site inject function within your Mac, and that's why no matter what you try to do, you will have horrible screen quality. I remember when it was great.
Oh. Huh.
It's a function of just just whatever. I mean, there's been a lot of diagnosis on the web and a lot of discussion of Sipe Inject. But without Sipe Inject, there just is no clean way to stream with any kind of good FPS.
On Max.
Yes.
too bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the computer's still fine. I still use the old iMac,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't have. Now that they changed the way OBS works, or it evolved in such a way that it doesn't quite work with CycleInject, and CycleInject. The problem actually is on Apple's side.
Right. Well, that's what I figured. You can't even do like the game capture. You're still on.
Yes.
Game capture.
Yeah, it just acts stupid.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Really. Well, it will be fixed instantaneously as soon as Apple comes up with their own streaming site.
I don't think streaming is in Apple's crosshairs at all.
Oh, okay.
No, they want me to ride virtually on their equipment.
Well, the M1 has much better graphics than the previous integrated graphics, but it's still not super high level.
My graphics are actually decent. I mean, decent.
It's when you stream that's a problem.
Yeah, it's the frame rate.
Just the, well, maybe the M1 is better. I don't know.
What's an M1?
Sir.
Is that an Apple? A Mac?
You know what the M1 is, Shane?
No, that's what I was asking.
The M1 is Apple's new system on a chip.
Oh,
They just shipped their own line of. They shipped a MacBook Pro and MacBook Air and a Mac Mini with their own brand new silicon called the M1.
okay.
It's like, apparently the Mac Mini, when it's going full tilt, like full bore everything, it draws a whopping 30 watts, and it outperforms its predecessor Mac Mini that cost like $3,000 and would draw like a 200 watts. So the performance and efficiency are quite incredible, actually.
Right, exponentially better.
I wouldn't say exponentially better, but it's better. For their first silicon chip in the desktop space, it's a smashing success. It's sure there's certainly limitations, but nobody expected it to be that good. Even the most cynical Apple reviewers have said, wow. They saw
Good job.
Apple put out some slides on it, and their slides had like no, they just said like 3 times better graphics performance. That's it.
Specialized.
Like nothing. Just 3 times better. Compared to what? They didn't say. They didn't even say. Oh.
Wow, sadly.
Here's this arrow chart. Here's this
You're
chart
right.
of performance with no units.
Exactly.
I'm gonna put up my Zwift chart. It's 3 times the power.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just like your Zwift graph at the end, right? The only thing that makes sense is the time.
3 times the power. Like the power. When's the next not so humble brags here? Let's see.
I gotta think about that. I still need to see what Rapha's rules are around getting the roundel. So the Strava challenge says outside rides and indoor virtual rides count this year. The festive 500s.
What's the
Rapha
best?
says yes, you can do the indoor rides, and we can start it sooner.
What's the Festive 500?
Oh, it's 500 kilometers between Christmas Eve and December 31st.
Okay.
So I've done it 4 or 5 years outside. Haven't missed it. But if they're going to let us do virtual this year, I'll definitely stay indoors. It's pretty chilly outside.
Yeah. Well, Zip Power had the same thing, didn't they? Like,
Yeah, but who cares about that?
yeah.
No problem.
Well, I used to get little badges for doing that.
Yeah,
I like
digital
that.
badgery.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mimi.
$500 kilometers indoors in a week. It's
Easy.
definitely- Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, it's doable outside.
Yeah.
Here, as long as it stays dry.
Yeah, probably.
Frigid.
Oh, I thought Mimi was saying she wanted that Fisher Price bike when she said, "I'm turning 3+." She meant 3+ watts per kilogram, not. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Pretty good typing skills for a 3-year-old.
I thought she was kidding. Oh man.
I mean, we're not tearing it up, so she had an ant drop or a net drop or something.
Huh.
Kids, what power doesn't send me roundos every year?
There's like 4 people pretty close off the back. But let's see. I wonder if they're further off than that.
Flex back a little bit. Yeah, there must be some network stuff going on.
Let's see. Dangle off the back and see if I can see how
I'm
close she
pulling back a
is.
little bit too.
I see an M. Andrews 17 seconds back. Who's with him? Or her? H. Coma. She must be much further than 20 seconds back. Good. Now we got Shane off the back. Okay, push it. Let's drop
All
Shane.
right.
Start the Espresso.
I haven't seen anybody named Mimi back here.
43
Oh, yeah.
seconds, Shane.
She's too busy chatting for people to help her in this late joint.
Especially if she's typing that she can't bridge it and already said she gave up. It means the gap's now growing.
Yeah. I mean, all it takes is a long enough. I've seen that. Just even in the group ride page, just a long enough internet drop. We've all seen it.
Yep. Zwift's busy making their own bike. Meanwhile, bugs flourish aplenty, and they're not supporting
Teachers.
ride leaders or club leaders.
Oh, I've never done that. I've never done that.
They at least responded to comments within a month's time frame at one point. Now that's not even true.
Hell,
That's
it worked
even
for
worse
5
for 'em
years,
anymore.
so it'll probably work for another 5.
Yep.
Don't worry. They are going to. What did Zwift CEO say? Revolutionize things with. Or I don't know. Was that the word he used when talking about their bike?
Yeah.
No, geez. And by revolutionize, they mean you won't be able to calibrate it. Everyone will know it'll be inaccurate, but you have to ride it to race.
It probably does mean that it has parts that turn around.
We put buttons on the handlebars for turning because all those $100 swivel things we sold you, turns out they're pieces of crap.
Didn't work.
And it was just a prototype, and we had a bunch of them. And we had to make some money off it.
Here's O on the shelf. Like Elf on the shelf.
I would be in the market if I could wear out my old kicker, but that's not going well.
And I know that their new bike won't have significant swaying features because I think Kinetic's patent lasts for like another year or two. Maybe they'll wait to launch it until that patent expires. That's probably true.
Very true.
I'm happy I'm not the ride leader.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Your thing. Somebody's going to hate you no matter what. I said, you saw the whole progression with Mimi was what's happening in the group, why are they going so fast? Oh, I'm off the back. Oh, I can't chase.
Nice. No. So in other nerdy tech stories, new servers ordered at work when installing them in the data center. Apparently somebody was too lazy to wire up 208 volt to the new rack. And so they stacked 10 new servers, each with dual 1600 watt power supplies to the in-rack power units, and they started tripping breakers. Imagine that. Imagine how much Bitcoin you could mine with those babies. Nope, near enough.
Well, if
You
you're
could
tripping
triple-
breakers, not mine anything.
Yeah. If you want a good nerd session, you should Google or look up on YouTube Bitcoin mining centers, data centers. Some massive establishments. When you think about it though, so the way Bitcoin works is they incentivize people to run computers to keep the ledger accurate as to who has how much Bitcoin. And in order to incentivize that, they create Bitcoin every day to give to the people who keep the ledger accurate. Right now they're handing out 900 Bitcoin every day, and the current market value of a Bitcoin is $18,000. That's $9 million being created every day, and you can see why people are dumping tons and tons of money, although they were at one point, into making data centers to collect that money.
Sounds a bit like quantum, what is it, quantum easing from the Fed, just without the power waste.
Actually, it was just like a month or two ago that they cut the number of Bitcoin that they create in half. So every 4 years, they cut that number in half, which will start to make the Bitcoin more and more valuable because less and less is being created. And at some point, they'll stop creating new Bitcoin. So that's, if you can imagine, it depends on obviously how many dollars are created each day depends on the current fluctuating price of Bitcoin. So maybe it went up from $10,000 of Bitcoin to $18,000 just because they stopped handing out as much. Who knows? You can see nobody in our audience cares about Bitcoin. We have very few viewers.
Once you realize you need economics 245 to understand that.
Right? What do you mean that governments just print currency whenever they feel like they need to put more in the market? Yep. It has no real meaning attached to it until people start exchanging it for value. Nick says, shame there's no return on dad jokes, Justin. Although maybe it's good there isn't. You'd owe them with your high quality puns. Yeah, I'm waiting till people start to mine the data bases where I keep my dad jokes.
Aha.
Kill me now, says Nick. I will not agree to that because we're recording this and that could be used against me in the court of law. Yeah. No, I get it, Nick. He says he's all in on Thursdays, but outside of Thursday, X-nay, bro. X-nay. I get it. I'm surprised though Naughty's even let me get on the internet on days other than Thursday for fear of me making everyone groan. So then, Nick, have you tried your hand at Bitcoin mining? Tell us the truth. Have you ever thought about or researched Bitcoin mining?
You ever thought about Bitcoin mining? That's the like and subscribe button.
Good thing we don't get alerts when people unfollow us.
Yeah, it's lets you down easy that way. Kind of like Strava. I assume the unfollowers are people just left Strava.
Okay, Nick says he has never ever, but he can say 100%. He can 100% say he has considered it, but he's too lazy to research into it. Your 1060 would probably make right now somewhere around 70 to 80 US cents a day. I think, depending on how much your power costs, that'll be a small profit. But based on my research, so I have a 1070 that can make just a little bit more than that, not much. All right. It's nice, but I'm often at 10 cents a day, says Nick. He's got to get that miner started. Make some money off running that graphics card to mine Bitcoin than it does to watch us. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I said mine Bitcoin and everyone turned it on and stopped watching us.
Yeah, 10 cents a day is definitely more than we're worth.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna say maybe in third world countries it's more, but I would think if you're in a third world country, getting your hands on that kind of hardware gets even more expensive to try to make that money. Like if you're making $3 a day in some third world countries, like that's a significant amount of money. Nick says, please let Espresso start. Enough of the Bitcoin talk.
Oh, it'll start soon.
It's after this turn, right? I think.
A couple more turns, yeah.
Oh, wait. You turn around. Oh, yeah. Fans to high. Getting close.
A couple groups of flyers I wish I could kick right now. One group like right off the front.
Yeah. Nick says he saw people buying Titan 1080s at 1,200 euros a piece to try to do this. That's a long ROI. I mean, I don't know what the... I know mining is worth less today than it was, say, 2-3 years ago. Probably half or a third as lucrative. So maybe they did make their money back. I don't know. But you can always resell those graphics cards. So if they don't pay for themselves, you at least get some out of selling it to people who use it for other purposes. Now let's talk about the custom-made $2,600 plus ASIC machines that only mine Bitcoin. And when they don't longer are profitable, they're called paperweights.
Oh, I thought they were called Zwift machines.
I don't even think they'd run Zwift. Quite positive they won't. I mean, we're talking about a brick 6 by 6 by 14 with two massive fans, one on the front and the back, and just a crap ton of chips in the middle with heat sinks. That's what the customized, highly specialized mining hardware looks like. It only has a power cord and an Ethernet cord, that's it. And a big power cord. Usually they suck like 2 to 3 kilowatts. All right, Espresso coming up.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Good work, Koopa. Come on. The downhill.
Nice work, Shane. Hey, Gonzalo.
run this thing just like we should. It makes a difference, girl. I think that we could make it good. Hey, let's take off to a place we never gone before. A bag, and we could ditch all of the metaphors. Tell me what you got. Tell me what you got. Oh, get on the road, get aboard, don't stop. You make me wanna take off, take off, take off. Tell me what you, 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 tell me what you. What about you makes me wanna come and pick you up. Won't take it slow if you promise that we can keep it up. Hey, let's take off to a place we never gone before. Or grab my hand and we could ditch all of the metaphors. Tell me what you got, tell me what you got. Oh, get on the road, get aboard, don't stop. You make me wanna take off, take off, take off. Tell me what you, 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 tell me what you.
Yes.
The time has come to stand united for peace,
Nice work, Shane.
unity, respect.
You too, Justin.
Whew. Ah. Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks, Kev. Thanks, Nick. Owen. Whew.
Sorry about that, Justin.
No,
I
that's
didn't have the
perfect.
legs. I didn't have the legs to take proper turns.
It's all good.
I tried a couple of times. I would have tried to counter at some point one of your moves to bring Hodges with me, but I just didn't have the legs.
It's all good. You helped us stay away.
Yeah. I did my little part in the last mile. Good job, Pat.
Thanks. How do you attack is brutal.
Yeah. Well, anytime Justin and Hodges are in the field, you're going to hit some pretty big numbers.
Yeah. I thought we would stay away, but Hodges didn't go very hard on that first lap.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Give
figured
us a glimmer of hope.
all we had to do was make the gap bigger the second time, and we did.
Yep. I was spin after closing the gap the first lap.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to help.
I considered attacking right when you guys caught, but
I would have been okay. I was still on the downhill. I could have reacted.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I waited till the uphill.
Well, we went pretty hard to the banner because I think collectively we took a little breather at the top.
So I went the first lap.
Even the second lap, I thought once we hit the banner, we went pretty hard to the banner. And then,
See, I drafted you guys until the banner, and then I took over on the flat on the top, so it helped get the gap grow.
all I know is I looked up at one point and I saw a 7 under my name. And I was like, oh boy.
Just don't look.
Yeah, I know I didn't. I closed my eyes again.
Does that mean the humble brag series is over? Your brags don't have to be humble anymore?
Nope.
Well, in that case, I finished third.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Quick pat's done for the day. I'm gonna keep riding just maybe another 3 or so kilometers. Let my heart rate come down. Thanks everyone for watching. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. Good work. My graph's not showing a ton of red. I mean, it's got some red in it, but not as much as it felt. Like, it felt red the whole time.
Well, that's just because you surge and your heart rate's still high, but you're recovering because your watts are low in the draft. But you had
Right.
to surge, so your heart rate's still up there. And it hurts, but technically you're not going as hard on the power.
Yeah, exactly. I think even in the recovery draft phases, my heart rate was still going up. Well, today my heart rate didn't pair. So heart rate and cadence. What was that, like 15 minutes or so, Justin? I didn't get a time on that.
For espresso?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a recording somewhere that'll tell us. Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
1363 sprint.
You got all the way up to 1360?
1363 for the sprint, but I don't even know where the sprint is.
That's an impressive peak wattage.
Oh, no, I didn't hit 1360. No.
Oh. Oh, you're saying 1 hour and 13 minutes and 60 seconds is when the sprint happened?
No, at the Gucci sprint, I was 13 seconds.
Oh.
60
6 seconds back.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't say, wow, you hit 1360 on the sprint? That's impressive.
Yeah, and I was still like 5 seconds behind you guys.
I was going to say.
I would have to have been like 150 kilos, double my weight. Double my weight, double my power. That's what I'm going for next. I'm going to start eating.
Hey, Nick, thanks for joining us. Apparently he has to go to work. Whew. I, too, at some point today, will need to go change bits on a hard drive
Yeah.
and get paid for it. That's right, Owen. Living the high life. Changing bits on a hard drive. One bit at a time.
Oh. Adam would be jealous. I have the green jersey. I better take a photo. Hold on.
I see that. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. That means I must have, at some point, I don't know where or how. I gotta send this to
There you
Adam.
go. Sprinted us. Since we weren't sprinting.
Yeah, well, that's the key.
Whew. All right, let's go see who we can go raid on Twitch. Ooh.
Oh. How do I take the photo? I thought you could just...
Take up the mobile app, because apparently if you take it with your desktop, it's not uploading.
Okay.
It's not
But how do you
controlled.
take the photo on the desktop?
F10.
Where's the?
All right.
How do you? Hands? No. Dashboard. That
No one
looks
wants
like a
old
camera.
slow. Let's do it.
There we go.
All right. Let's get old slow right here. Okay, Facebook and YouTube, you're gonna get the outro scene. Twitch, we're gonna go hang out with Old Slow. No, we're not talking about
Old Slow.
who you think it is. Alrighty, have a good one.